when I'm not doing this, I work as a tour guide. I work in Amsterdam. I show people around the city, and I answer the dumbest questions. It's amazing. Questions like, this is a question I've gotten more than once. Tim, I've looked everywhere. Why can't I find any other books by Anne Frank? I'm like, she's retired? God. Now, we have a term for people like that in our industry. We call them Americans. They are the best, okay? You gotta love Americans, because they might be armed. Safer.
Because everything sounds scary with a Russian accent. Even animal noises. Like, you're from Luxembourg? How does a dog bark in Luxembourg? Woof, woof, wuff, wuff? Yeah, exactly. It's cute. It's nice. You know how the dogs bark in Russia? Gov, gov. You instantly imagine like a pit bull doing squats next to a BMW. If he dies, he dies. Okay, that's a scary dog right there. Do we have any Italians in? Yeah. How does a dog bark in Italy? Bow, bow. Have you ever heard a dog enunciate the letter B? Have you ever been in Rome and you see a little chihuahua run by? Ba 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 ba.
My name is Akos. I am from Hungary. And you know, there are a lot of bad stereotypes about Hungarians, right? For example, that Hungarians are homophobic. Unfortunately, that's true. But we do have an LGBT community. The only difference is we don't have a plus at the end. We have a minus at the front.
Before I start, I want to tell you a quick story. It's a true story about a young boy named Adolf. And when Adolf was a young man, his dream was to become an artist. But that dream died when he was turned down by every art school in Europe, and so he returned to Germany, where, as we know, he was eventually responsible for over 60 million deaths. None of this would have happened if his dream hadn't died! So please laugh at my jokes.
In Finnish, we have a really cool word, Kalsarikännit. It kind of went viral a little while ago, and some of you may already know it. But for those of you who don't, Kalsarikännit means getting drunk at home in your underwear with no intention of going out. You had already heard it, yeah. And you can imagine when the pandemic hit, and everybody in Finland was like, this is what we've been trading for.
Yeah, I come from Romania. I've been living in Prague for a while now. I love this city, really beautiful, but it's just one thing that pisses me off. It's fucking cold, all right? Yeah. So cold. It's so cold that I, as a Romanian, have my hands in my own pockets. It's fucking...
I've been married 10 years now. My wife still can't pronounce my name properly. She can't. You know how I found out? She can't pronounce my name properly? I went to an office party of hers, right? And all her colleagues are standing around. So I go over and I introduce myself. I'm like, hi, I'm Fiona's husband. How's it going? And they all look at me. They're very excited, right? They're like, hey, we've heard so much about you, Tom. Bro, that is not how you pronounce my name at all, right? That's how you pronounce her ex-boyfriend's name. Now, before you judge her, I get it. Kuriakose is a hard name, right? Kuriakose is a hard name. Tom's easy. Because Tom's a fucking slut.
It's tough for sure, guys. Toughest, of course, dating apps. A lot of profiles that say, must be meter 80, you know. I always think that's sad, you know. I think the most feminist thing you can do is date a man who looks up to you, all right? I think the final level of feminism is using a date as an armrest, all right? I was talking to a female friend of mine, and she said the most common reason women want to date taller men is because they see them as better protectors. That makes sense. I get that, right? But I also read that statistically speaking, the number one risk to a woman's safety is the man that she's dating. What? What are we doing? Ladies, date a short, easily defeatable man. Sure, like a big Rottweiler, that's like the best protective dog. But a small Chihuahua has never accidentally killed its owner. Worst case scenario, just like a small dog, we might hump your leg. That's true.
Hello, my name's Amber, and tonight I want to talk about my job a little bit. That's right, I'm not just a comedian. I have a real job with money and everything. Yeah, I work as a stripper. Yeah, it's not a joke. It's not a joke, Mom. No, sometimes people think that that's just a joke that I tell on stage, and they get a bit confused, and then they come up to me after the show and ask me, "Are you actually a stripper?" And I always have to explain to them that yes, that's what I do for a living, and tell your dad I said hi. Yeah, people always think that strippers have daddy issues. Dads love me, like no issues there at all. And being a stripper and a comedian is great because I've been stripping for 10 years. And when I started doing comedy like 3 years ago, my parents weren't really that disappointed.
I have a degree in contemporary dance. I have a bachelor's degree in contemporary dance. And I got that degree so that when I meet people who did gender studies, they feel confident in their life choices. People always ask me when I tell them that, they always ask me like, "Julian, what is contemporary dance?" And I always give them the same answer. Contemporary dance, it's very simple. All you need to be a contemporary dancer is you need to have a passion to move back in with your parents. Hello, Mom and Dad, I'm back. Round 2, baby.